The low price and battery life are two very appealing features of the Oclean Endurance. I'm also a fan of the handle design. It makes for a unique, grippy arrangement. With USB-C charging, it is convenient for many users, but there is at least one compromise which doesn't sit too well with me. As a general rule, the team here at electricteeth and dental professionals recommend an electric toothbrush that has a 2-minute timer, a pacer and a pressure sensor. The lack of a pressure sensor can often be excused when the price of the brush is less, as is the case here. You can typically buy the Endurance for around £20 or $30. This is very affordable by electric toothbrush standards. But the lack of a pacer is something that I don't love. Almost every electric toothbrush I have tested has such, with just a few exceptions. The Endurance has a 2-minute timer. It doesn't power off automatically at 2 minutes, which is unusual for a sonic brush. Instead, it keeps going for up to 4 minutes, at which point it will turn off. In many respects, this encourages longer brushing sessions, which is a good thing, but the lack of a pacer means that I struggle to achieve even coverage of my tooth surfaces without it. This is something that I know other new electric toothbrush users struggle with too. Therefore, it seems such an odd omission, because this is aimed at first-time electric toothbrush users and because all other Oclean brushes I have tested have such. Perhaps it's a cost thing, but I can't possibly see how. Because of this, the Endurance isn't a brush I am ever going to flat out recommend. But if you're okay with the lack of such, it does make up for it to some extent. It is incredibly powerful with up to 72,000 vibrations per minute. I've achieved fantastic clean results, as good as the leading brand alternatives. I have no complaints about the plaque removal abilities. And the brushing experience is comparable to, if not better than many brushes 3 or 4 times the price. There are 2 modes, the most powerful and desirable of which is accessed by a 2-second press of the power button. You will hear and feel the change in the motor power. There is an audible alert tone when the change happens too. The brush will default to the last used mode. The less intense mode is available for new users to help transition to the power of an electric toothbrush, or I see no reason why it can't be used as a softer mode should you prefer. The power button is a bit smaller than I would have liked or expected, but as the only button on the handle, it does stand out and has the right level of feedback. In use, the brush produces up to 71 decibels of sound. This is pretty typical for a lot of sonic toothbrushes. The all-plastic construction of the handle is typical, but what is less so is the angular edges. The handle isn't perfectly rounded. The best way I can describe it is that there are 10 small flat panels which blend together to create more pronounced edges between them around the handle. It doesn't make the brush horrible to hold. If anything, it works better for those who struggle with gripping a toothbrush. I quite like it. It stands out as a consequence. I've not had much trouble keeping the brush clean. Grime can build up around the base of the brush head and potentially around the gap around the power button, but the design does appear to limit this. Standing upright on a countertop, the base of the brush can be pulled open to reveal the USB-C port for charging. Connecting into the brush is the supplied USB Type-A to Type-C cable. It is quite short at 30 cm or 1 foot, but does the job. Do note there is no 2-pin to USB adapter supplied. This would need to be purchased separately if you wanted such. Charging takes around 5 hours. Rather frustratingly, there is no LED on the handle to give feedback on the charge status, much like Oral-B's Pro 500 and Vitality range. It can be quite infuriating. The Endurance does make a noise when low and when the charger is connected, so there is some feedback, but just not in the way you might expect. It's impossible to tell how full or not the battery is until it is low and the audible warnings are produced. In my testing, I achieved a minimum of 33 days of use on a single charge, aligning perfectly with the claimed 30 days of battery life. 1 brush head is supplied. Replacements cost £5 or dollars on average. Over 3 years, it has an ownership cost of £75 or $80, which is definitely at the budget end of the pricing scale in comparison to other models. Typical ownership costs of the brushes we recommend most are in the region of £150 or dollars. A noteworthy annoyance is that Oclean used the word eco on the product name of the Endurance on some web pages. I have no idea what's eco about it. There is nothing to tell me what it is, but I suspect it is a reference to the decent battery life and needing to charge less frequently. Overall, the eco is a brush that cleans the teeth well for a very good price, let down by a couple of design oversights. Despite some likeable attributes, I'd recommend the models listed in the video description instead.